shock, is it? Electricity bill?
No worse than usual, dear. Bills like memories are always with us. Actually, I was thinking of Mallorca, apropos of Jamaica.
Hey? They're in different parts of the globe.
Yes, well, imagination can span galaxies, Lucille.
Mine only goes as far as fellas.
You know, there's Val and Ken off to Jamaica. Do you remember when your Uncle Jack and I were ready to get to Mallorca? Oh, I wonder.
Things would have turned out different if you'd gone. Hey, you know what I'd like for my dinner?
No, love, what?
Broth.
Hello. Good morning, Mrs. Walker.
My goodness, we're punctual, aren't we? I thought you and Mr. Ogden had taken to hibernating these winter mornings.
Now, there's no need for sarcasm, Mrs. Walker, just because me and my Stan need more sleep than most. Anyhow, I'm not punctual, nor as regards my job here.
Oh?
No, I thought I'd look in on Mr. Tatlock first.
Mr. Tatlock? Why?
Well, because he's an old gentleman. And it behoves the young to look after the old, you know, because we'll all be old one day, as you yourself know, Mrs. Walker. So, I'll see you later then, eh? I mean, it's not as though anything's spoiling here, is it?
Whatever's the matter, Minnie? It looks as if you're casting a spell.
Oh, so I'm an old witch now, am I?
No, you know what I mean. Standing there, looking here, there, and everywhere.
Well, I just want to make absolutely sure that it still feels like home.
And does it?
Yes. I think it would if it was burnt to a shell. All my life's been spent between Jubilee Terrace and here.
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, there's no need to sound so sad about it. I'm not.
Yes, but I think it's a pity that you haven't seen more of the world. Travel like I have.
Well, I never really wanted to travel, Handel, especially since things have started to go so fast.
You're a very gentle person, aren't you, Minnie?
Oh, not when I'm roused, I'm not. I reckon I'm a match for Ina when I'm roused.
That reminds me, I'm very angry this morning with you. Who promised to wake me so I could get the breakfast ready?
Oh, well, you sounded so sound asleep, I thought I wouldn't bother.
What do you mean, sounded?
Well, you were snoring.
I don't snore, Minnie.
Oh, well, then you was just breathing heavy.
Oh, and what were you doing listening outside my bedroom door?
Well, it was nice feeling that I'd got company at that hour in the morning.
You mean a snore's better than nothing, eh?
I'm sorry to bother you, Mrs. Cobb. Oh, Mr. Garrett's sad. Do you happen to know where Mr. Tatlock gets to in the morning?
Well, he's knocked off his morning paper, and so he tries to be first down at the library reading room now. He never has liked reading the newspaper after anyone else.
No, well, shouldn't be long before he's back then. Sorry to have disturbed you, I'm sure.
Oh, now she'll surely tell Ina that you were in your dressing gown.
Well, you weren't in yours, were you?
No, well, what if I were?
Well, it's your house.
Yes, it is. But Ina's still at Lytham St Anne's.
By heck, I'd rather look at her than a gas oven.
I'd rather look at her than a free pint, mate.
Does it always take you two this long to get ready for work?
Well, we haven't got much on today.
You what? Oh, that's right, we've not, have we?
Yeah, we could even take the day off.
That's a good idea.
Do a few little jobs around the house.
Yes, I could put some new oilcloth down in kitchen.
And I could tile round the bath.
We haven't got any tiles.
We've no oilcloth.
Look, you two, how am I going to get my work done if you're going to be under my feet all day?
You can't, love. He's off to the yard.
Oh, I've suddenly developed these terrible pains in the soles of my feet. I'll have to rest and be ministered to, I should think.
Out, the pair of you. I'm paid to be housekeeper, not a nurse.
That's easily remedied. Your wages are trebled.
Out.
Oh, all them good looks in a heart of flint. Come on, Leonard.
I'm coming.
So come. See you at dinner time, Chuck.
Not before 1 o'clock. That's the time dinner will be ready. Anything special you fancy?
Oh, don't bother about me, love. Just an old gold flake packet between 2 dog biscuits would do me.
You don't even have to bother with the dog biscuits for me, love. What is for dinner?
Lamb chops, I thought.
Great.
And you're not borrowing out?
Of course not, Mr. Tatlock. Now, do I ever?
Well, not from me, you don't. Because I don't ever lend out to nobody.
No. Has that always been your policy then, Mr. Tatlock?
Ever since I lent 10 bob to a chap that got a job up canal.
Oh, I know that one. It was Suez Canal, weren't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, of course, I've always been a big believer in thrift myself, Mr. Tatlock.
Thrift? Who's talking about thrift? You can't be thrifty on a pension.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's a bit difficult, but not exactly impossible, eh?
What do you want?
Nothing. I'm I'm just being neighbourly.
But you live at the other end of the street.
Oh, but neighbourliness isn't just a matter of bricks and mortar, Mr. Tatlock.
Isn't it?
Oh, no. No, it's here. It's caring for your fellow men.
Oh, I see. And you want to care for me?
Yeah, I do.
Why?
Well, because it's right to care. Especially for them amongst us who, because of advancing years, aren't up to caring for themselves. Oh, no disrespect meant, mind.
Right. Get started.
Eh?
Get started caring.
Yeah, well, I'm straining at the leash, Mr. Tatlock.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like a cup of tea.
Right, no sooner said than done. Where do you keep your tea?
In cupboard. In a cocoa tin up bottom shelf.
Oh, yeah, I've got it. Hey, is there anything else you'd like me to be doing? You know, sort of clearing up and that? Mr. Tatlock?
Aye, you can start upstairs.
Upstairs, yeah, right-o.
Yeah, in all bedrooms. Oh, and stairs want doing as well.
Right, I'll see to 'em.
And come to think of it, front parlour hasn't seen a duster for weeks. And backyard's like a mid-in. Oh, and all them drawers in there, they can do with tidying out. Are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still here, Mr. Tatlock.
I'd given you two up.
Ah, well, you know what fellas get like in their 40s. They sat there lecturing at our new housekeeper all day if I hadn't thrown a coat over his head and dragged him into the street.
She's raised desires in me that I thought were dead long since.
Has she? Well, you're not here to desire me, just to make sure that coal tap stops making a noise like a foghorn.
Just have to restrain myself then, won't I? Hello, Kenneth.
Morning, sir.
Ken, you're supposed to be clearing that drawer out, love, not expecting every item in it.
Oh, you remember that one?
Oh, I don't think I want to.
That's that time you got tiddly at land, didn't you? And then tried to walk into the sea with all your clothes on.
I
remember?
did no such thing.
And there, that was the time you were trying to look fashionable with those new high heels on.
Oh, well, it's very fashionable.
Yeah.
Do you think I've improved since then?
Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, how do you mean improve?
got better looking, more attractive.
No.
No, neither do I. I thought you were supposed to be seeing your dad today.
Yeah, just as soon as I've tidied this lot up, love.
Oh, if you ask me, we're not going to be ready to catch a boat from outside the door, let alone Greenwich.
It's your idea to spend the last few days with your parents.
It would have been better to get them to come down and spend the last few days with us.
Isn't it time for a wet, Val?
You've only just arrived.
I don't see you know what that's got to do with anything.
Honestly, you men, you're no good to anybody, are you?
Morning, miss.
Hey, Val, I look very dashing in this one. Is that one where I was wearing that herringbone sports coat with the long lapels, you know? Oh, they're a good-looking young fellow, aren't they?
Do you know what my ideal job is?
What?
A headmistress. Adored by all my children, but capable of great firmness.
Well, all the headmistresses I ever knew were capable of great firmness. I've got the marks to prove it.
They were a big influence on my generation. But they've mostly all passed on now. Like so much that was good and fine.
Here, love, it's just a well-paid job I want, not missionary work or out like that, so if you don't mind...
Sorry, I'm just rambling.
About time, took Mrs. Walker just about going spec. Where have you been all morning?
Minding my own business.
Hope you've got a better excuse for her.
I want a drink.
I'll give her half a mile, Betty.
A port, large.
Dinner time, middle of the week.
Oh, don't get in a flap, I'll pay for it.
Been robbing your savo?
Well, what's he got? How much?
I'll tell you what he's got, Chuck.
What?
A flaming dirty house. And I've just cleaned it all through.
Yeah, but it's in a good cause, isn't it? A fellow well was telling me this farmer died recently and they found 5,000 quid in an horse's collar.
Yeah, well, Albert Tatlock's not a farmer.
No, but he's had time to save it, but he hasn't had the energy to spend it.
Well, he certainly doesn't spend it. Do you know he's still using a packet of force?
Eh? Look, he'll have quid stacked away.
Who will?
Huh?
I don't know which is the biggest, your gob or your lugholes.
I shall pour that port all over your head in a minute and set fire to it. Well, she's certainly not going to drink it. Not if she wants to keep her employment here.
I was just on my way through, Mrs. Walker, honest.
The proof of the pudding is in the morning cleaning and dusting, Mrs. Ogden.
Yes, Mrs. Walker.
What about this port?
Oh, well, Waste not, want not, eh?
Administrative ability, attractive appearance and personality essential.
Must be at least an executive position, probably with a conglomerate.
Eh? Oh, well, we'll find out, shall we? Betty?
Yeah?
Can I use your phone, Chuck?
Help yourself.
Tom.
I'll do. All right.
Oh, good morning. Harrison Platt? Oh, about your advertisement in the paper this morning. Oh, yes, I will. Thank you. Oh, good morning. My name's Howard. Mrs. Howard. I'm inquiring about the advertisement. Well, I haven't exactly got warts on the end of my nose. Well, you could say that, yes, I suppose. I have been told... Look, what is this job all about? Oh, I see. Yes, I could, I think. Yes? About half an hour. Yes, all right, I'll be there. Bye.
It's not an executive position, then?
No, love, it's demonstrating their new spud peeler in the ironmongery department. If I don't get a move on, I'll be late for my appointment. See you.
Good luck.
Oh, hello.
Oh, so this is what you're up to when you say you're too busy to come home for lunch?
I was simply showing this young lady where to get the bus for Oldham.
First door on the right, Chuck.
Where are you going?
See you later.
Why do women have to do everything at the gallop?
Perhaps it's because if we didn't, we'd never get through. 2 bottles of stout, please, to take out.
Right, love.
Hey, that's not Faircroft's, Bevy, love, or Langton's.
Pardon?
They're beer drinkers, love.
Well, isn't stout beer?
5 bob, Chuck.
Thanks. Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Hello.
Nice girl, isn't she?
She's very attractive. Pint, Betty, please.
Okay, love.
I wonder
What?
if our Hilda let her do for me and all, eh?
I think we've really dropped on our feet this time. They're all right, Ellen and Ray. Bit frisky, you know, like old fellas, but nothing I can't handle. I think we're really going to like it here. Just like being married, isn't it?
Better, chicken. Better.
And where do you think you're going?
Oh, I thought you was having 4 drinks, Mr. Tatlock.
Oh, I were. In my own house, where I don't expect to be wakened up with somebody tramping through.
No, well, I brought you some from Rovers.
Wow, what is it?
A steak pie. Thought you might like it warmed up for your dinner. I can guarantee it's fresh because I saw it delivered myself, and that doesn't happen every day in spite of what Annie Walker says.
Right, well, go and get it warmed up then.
Yeah, I'm going to do.
Yeah, well, hurry up. I'm a bit peckish.
Thanks, chicken.
Did you have a good night?
Aye, not bad. I picked a couple of mix-up in Piccadilly 1 o'clock this morning. You'd have laughed. I only took 'em to Victoria, so clock's still showing 15 new pence. You know this decimal lark.
Well, how much is that?
3 bob. But these characters thought it were 15 bob. You're getting half of that, boyo, says one of them, and slaps 8 bob in my hand. And opposite. What do these 2 daisies do for a living?
Oh, some sort of odd job men, I think.
Can't pay all that much.
Oh, I don't know. They don't seem short of lolly. Well, they don't skimp the housekeeping anyway.
I always did like good grub. My dad's been swatting up this decimal lark. He has the cab parked off the day on Deansgate whilst he explains it to old dollies in fur coats. By heck, he has it easy. I think I'll shove him on nights and I'll take over day shift.
Charlie,
Huh?
I know it's all right. You coming here, I mean. But wouldn't it be better if we got our own place?
Of course it would, chicken, and we will have.
Well, it wouldn't matter then if my mother didn't like you. She couldn't stop us being together in her own house.
True.
And you could sleep all day then, instead of having to catnap wherever I'm working. I've noticed you've been looking a bit pale lately. Night workers need more sleep than day workers. I read that somewhere.
Talking about kipping, is it safe?
When they've gone back after dinner.
It's got everything, this place, everything. It's 100% improvement on that bakehouse job you had.
You haven't answered my question.
Question?
Why don't we get our own place?
Well, because we can't afford chicken, not yet. Few months steady grafting with taxi and who knows.
We could even get married.
Aye, we could.
Oh, I'll get you down the aisle one of these days, Charlie Braddock.
A lot have tried.
Yeah. Well, they didn't all have my determination. Hey! You'd better scram, they'll be coming back for the dinners any minute.
All right, I'll have an hour in that pub down the street.
Yeah, well, you watch out for them, you know what they look like. Hey, cheeky. Back way.
Oh, aye.
They want me to go to Liverpool for training, because it means travelling every day.
Sounds fine.
That's one thing that's missing in my life, you know. A woman to support me. Hey, you thinking of going somewhere?
Oh, I thought you'd gone, mate. Honest, I did.
I have gone with you.
Ah, has Miss World got their din-dins ready then?
You're only jealous.
How do?
How do you do?
A stout, please. Don't get any warmer, does it?
Warm enough in here.
What with all that commission, I'll be on a nice fat wage.
Be like ours, you know. You'll be on your feet all day.
We need the money, don't we?
We need the money.
Well, it's still on my head all day for that much money.
Has anybody ever told you you've got guts?
Yes, me. Have you got your rifle, Hilda? Eh? I said, have you got your rifle, Hilda? You can get arrested in China for doing that in public, you know.
Oh.
Did Albert enjoy his pie, then?
Do you know, I think if the world was to break into little pieces, one of them pieces would be you stood up against this bar.
Someone's got to think about how to spend Albert Tocklett's money. Now then, did he mention it?
Such as?
Or where it was, in shares or anything like that in the bank?
I just wish he'd mentioned the cost of the pie and the tin of pears he had for his afters.
Look, we've got to get you in that will somehow, and it shouldn't be difficult with the Barlows toddling off.
Oh, there's still his daughter.
Who'll be closest to him?
I will, won't I?
Hilda Ogden.
His sole benefactory.
Yeah. Listen, did you get that port that you wanted, love?
Oh, no, I didn't, did I, love?
Well, when you do, get me a pint, will you? Excuse me.
I reckon if I got a good wind behind me, I'd blow away.
It was a bit expensive. Chops are.
Hey, do you want some more lolly?
Well, I could do with it.
If you need any more, love, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, I don't know the cost of living. Ah, you're very generous.
What have we done to deserve that?
Well, I did help an old dear over a pedestrian crossing the other day.
And I let a spider go that I found in the bath.
Pays to be nice to folk.
Aye. Hey, how much have we got on today?
We've got a choice, actually.
What of?
Taking Des Hartley's fireplace out, or catching up with some accounts in a nice, warm office.
It does you good some days, you know, to let an occasional day slip by.
It does. Gina! We'll be at the yard if you want us, Chuck.
Right. Come on, they've gone.
Oh. Did you put a bottle in?
You want jam on it.
All the time.
Cheeky.
You sure they're all right? Not too decrepit?
Oh, don't worry, the Salvation Army will find someone who needs them, don't fret.
I tell you what always fascinates me. Crowds of people around the second-hand clothes stall on the market. In this day and age. I could never wear somebody else's cast-offs.
Yeah, well, you've never needed to, have you?
No, touch wood.
Anyway, and you won't be needing too many clothes where you're going either.
Oh, don't sound so envious. You make me feel guilty.
I am envious.
You could go anywhere. Young, no ties.
No, I couldn't.
Why?
I don't know. Every bit of get up and go I seem to have had seems to have well disappeared.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd never be going to Jamaica if it wasn't for Ken. I mean, he's the spur.
So the answer is find an husband.
Yes, it would seem to be.
Yeah, well, that's harder than going to Jamaica. Have you seen the sort of husband material that's floating around these days?
What a shame.
Anyway, I'd best be off.
You're welcome.
Thanks for these.
Ta-ta, love. Hello, love.
Hello.
How's your dad?
Oh, not too bad. Health-wise.
Good. And how does he feel about us? About you going abroad?
He wished us luck.
Asked you how he felt.
Well, he didn't say exactly, not straight out anyway. What he did say were things like, mind how you go, look after yourself, especially when you're driving.
Oh, he must feel it, having lost one son abroad.
Do you believe in fate, love?
No, not really. I think you make your own.
It's just that it occurred to me when he was talking to me, but really saying our David, that this might be fate. Me going to Jamaica like he went to Australia.
I hope you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. Your trouble is you've got too much imagination. Now, you see, little dull me can only think of warmth and sea and the kids as brown as berries all the time. That's what Jamaica's going to be to us. The kids as brown as berries. Not to mention me. Do you hear?
I get a good tan as well.
Oh, now, whoever can that be?
Well, whoever it is, tell them to go away.
Oh, not if it's a tall, dark, handsome stranger. Oh, hello, Mr. Tatlock.
Hello, Mrs. Culver, thank you.
It's Mr. Tatlock, Amber.
Evening, Albert. You know, I reckon you are nearly as well off as I am, if I didn't know different.
What do you mean, Albert?
Well, me being looked after hand and foot by Hilda Ogden. Because I reckon she's got religion or gone bonkers, or both. And you know, I'm not complaining. And here's Handel, living like a king, for as long as it lasts.
Well, why shouldn't it last?
Oh,
You'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Stop your teasing, Albert.
Well, that come for you this afternoon. It's a postcard.
Aye, I can see it is.
Postmark St Anne's. From Mrs Sharples, I shouldn't wonder. I reckon she sent it to my place because she thought Mrs Colwell was still living there.
What does it say, Minnie?
She's coming home.
Minnie?
Yes, any day now, Handel.
You know, Hilda Ogden was telling me that she saw you in your dressing gown this morning, Handel. I reckon Ina Sharples would make a mountain out of that before she'd even taken her coat off.
Oh, dear.
Actually, I use taxis quite a lot. They're such a convenient form of transport.
Aye, I'll tell you what, if you ever use me, I'll do you a cheap day return. So long as it's not to Addis Ababa.
Ha! I remember that. Do you live in this district?
Not exactly. Oh, that reminds me. I must go and get a bite of tea before I start the nightly rally drive. Very nice to have met you, Mrs Walker.
Yes, indeed.
How do?
How do you? Do I know that fella?
Well, I don't. I've seen him before. 2 pints for 2 hard-working fellas, please, Mrs Walker.
Certainly, if you'll point them out to me.
I reckon that was a veiled insult.
I reckon it was an unveiled insult.
Just rough repartee. One picks it up from the customers.
You going out tonight?
Are you?
I thought I might stay at home.
You'll be wasting your time.
Why?
Gina's going straight home.
How do you know that?
I asked her.
Oh, well, it's a bit early now, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Evening. I'm
Evening.
surprised that you have the nerve to come here after the Catholic you gave this premises this morning.
Oh, is that all you can think about, Mrs Walker? Material things? I'll have another of them pies, please.
You are not suggesting, are you, that your thoughts are cast higher than stomach and purse?
Listen, who do you think this pie's for? And the one I got at dinner time. Not for me, not for my Stan. For an old gentleman who is gradually coming to realise that the world hasn't completely forgotten him, hasn't cast him aside like an old slipper, that somebody really cares.
Hilda.
What
are you up to?
Nothing.
You have never even paid lip service to charitable work, never mind performed any.
Hey, now, I'm not having that, not from you, not from anybody.
Shut up, Hilda. We're trying to have a quiet pint.
Well, how would you like it if you was being accused of interior motivations?
Accused of what?
Just because I tried to help poor old Mr Tatlock, who very soon will be losing his nearest living relative, who in the evening of his life is going to need company more than ever, who's going to be...
Hilda,
What?
you're wasting your time.
Eh?
You're wasting your time.
Hilda.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Albert hasn't got a penny, love, not a bean. Unless you're after that coin collection of his, which isn't worth a light anyway.
Oh, he's bound to have some.
Not a bean.
Put away.
1 and 6pence for the pie, please, Mrs Ogden.
A nest egg, lad.
1 and 6pence, please, Hilda.
been set up.